The Hebrew text in the Bible has hidden formats. By revealing these formats, I will prove the first writer's words were hidden from you. These formats look like poetry as I group them into small paragraphs. Their grouping will become known as a psalm, and together they become psalms. Let me show you our Creator's 12 commandments, listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Any father of a family or his wife who did not obey any one of these 12 commandments, our Creator demanded they bring him a sin offering. Thus, our Creator defined the word sin as not obeying any one of these 12 commandments. Next, I want to show you how I changed one word in Exodus 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and the words now reveal the style of the roof for our Creator's tent for meeting with Him. Let me show you the translator's words from the preface of the 1611 King James Bible. They gave 4 reasons for themselves or others to edit the Bible's words. The red arrow at the top points to their 3rd reason to edit the text. By the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next red arrow down points to them giving the title, the Divine, to a clerk named Gregory. The next block of words, they point out they were happy that the first emperor of Rome established the year to the course of the sun. Behind this text means Nebuchadnezzar ordered his kingdom to follow our Creator's calendar when he stopped eating grass. Did you notice the letter S in sun is capitalized? This is to give respect to the Egyptian sun god Ra. Have you seen the Egyptian obelisk in the Vatican's front yard? The last arrow points to your reward for studying the Bible. Your reward is to have a fellowship with the saints and participation of a heavenly nature that will never fade away. There is no such thing as nature to a truthful Christian. Our Creator created everything. By their own words, they were not seeking to know our Creator or Jesus. Not everyone has the knowledge to correct every word. I have an old Bible program that has the New American Standard Bible 1977 concordance to help find a better word. Their concordance has the number of times they use that English word in a parenthesis for that Hebrew word. The translators removed his name, YHVH, to put in 2 titles, Lord and God. I replaced those titles using the letters Y and V as his name. For the Hebrew language does not have a J, O, or W. By using these 2 letters, I am closer to the truth than anyone using J, O, or W for his name. So why is there a single letter O in the Hebrew text 1,095 times? No proper English was used? The blue highlighted text is text that I am removing. The red highlighted words are little words that I'm adding. Gray italic words are words that I added. To respect and honor our Creator, all capital letters in purple are our Creator's words. This is Jesus' prophecy, for I am revealing the first writer's words to tell you the true truths about Jesus. As the text is revealed, you can taste the writer's style of wording. Their words will take your belief to trusting our Creator. You will be watching prophecy before your eyes as I edit true truths back into their psalms. Okay, I'm ready to start this one. So this is going to be Psalm 88. And what I got to tell you about is a little bit how I edit things here. Whoops, I should put that list up. This is the how-to list above me. And what I'm going to do is show you how to find the hidden formats in Psalms, or any of the Hebrew text, really. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to find the shortest sentences, put them in a small group, and then I'm going to edit the text. Now, putting them into small groups, getting it that far, most people will get there. It's how much more knowledge our Creator has given you to understand how to correct the text. So I'll be kind of stumbling through this, muttering sometimes. My thoughts are going to go to exactly what I'm thinking about during the correcting of the text. So the first thing I want to mention is that when you see brackets in your Bible, this is text that is actually found in other manuscripts, and then they put it into the text. And I think that happened after 1611. Now, have you seen in the intro why I use the two letters YV? Now here I use for the when they have the capital letter God, and it's Elohim, because there's another word here, and it's El. And that's confusing because they're trying to put three definitions for one title, and then capitalizing it and then not capitalizing it. All the letters, excuse me. And what I've done is I've done the study. This one has 2,343 verses or something like that with the capital letter G. And I pulled out all the verses and then I studied them. I've been doing this for probably 30 years. So my study proved that the title Our Creator is the correct title. And if you've been with me before, you'll know. If you hear me right now, you'll have to watch a few of my videos. I've done that so many times in the first 80 videos that you could probably watch one of those earlier ones. And it's mentioned right off in the beginning, so if it's not right in the beginning, skip to another one. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start dividing it up. Whoops, I already got that isn't right. I got to put salvation here. Now, what I did with the word salvation, to honor and respect our Creator, I put it in all capital letters, like you see here. And then when Jesus is involved, I put the text either partially read or all read, because one, salvation is promised to us through our Creator, but it is Jesus who is going to allow you into his kingdom. All right. I have cried out by day and in the night before you. Let my prayer come before you. Incline your ear to hear me. My soul has had enough troubles, and my life has drawn near to the abyss. I am reckoned among those who will go down to the pit. And I do read words into it because I'm thinking of how I'm going to edit the text. So it's not like I'm reading every word. I'm kind of preparing myself in my mind how the text should really be written. It's hard enough when you read it. You got to keep going back and forth. So I've done this for so many years that right now, doing them live, that's what, like I said, I'll be mumbling a little bit here. I have become like a man without strength, forsaken among the dead. Like the slain who lie in the grave, whom you did not remember no more, and they are cut off from your hand. Now we know that's not true. Our Creator tells us that our soul cannot be killed. So he's even told us our souls are in the abyss or in heaven, depending on where the text is going, whether this is before David's time or after David's time. And they are cut off from your hand. You have put me in the lowest pit. in dark places, in the depths, in the depths. Your wrath has rested upon me, and I have afflicted, you have afflicted me with all your waves. What the hell are they talking about, right? You can tell over salted words. Okay, let me put that up now that you got that. That there's awfully salted words in the text. So you have removed my acquaintances far from me. You have made me an object of loathing to them. I am shut up. I cannot go out. My eye has wasted away because of affliction. I have called upon you every day. Ivy, I have spread out my hands to you. Will you perform wonders for the dead? Will the departed spirits rise and praise you? Well, this writer doesn't know what the promise is from David. Okay, so the promise from David is where we learn that that's why people go to heaven. So let's not fool ourselves here. You can't put two words together, and I'm choosing this one. Will your kindness be declared in the grave? See, he's thinking that the bodies are going to be in the grave, but it's where the soul goes. Your faithfulness in abandon. Okay, now that I'm going to have to look up that word because I'm thinking that's rather odd to read that right now. So let me show you the concordance that I'm using. 1977 concordance, which no longer exists. But what I do is I find the verse or word that I'm looking for. It's an 11. Oh, they got it capitalized. A place of destruction or ruin. Actually 6 times in the text. Okay. A place of destruction or ruin. Okay. That's kind of odd. I'm trying to figure out how the text is being edited by the wrong people. They're have corrupted the text. And what I've found is a lot of words. Let me show you what I just found here in the latest edit that I was doing. Did you know our creator was the sun? It starts out, let me get rid of some of this text here. It would have been, they would have had a capital G, and then they would have went all these words here, and then, whoops, it would have been Lord. It would have been this word. So what you can see right off the bat here is in Psalm 84, they usually have the word the, I usually take that word out. The Lord God, let's put it back up in text, is a sun and a shield, okay? So they're literally writing the text. Now, I know a lot of you Christians try to make up shit for their excuse of their oversalted words and lying to you. but that's what's written right here. Ra, the sun god, okay? And I'm surprised they didn't have it as a capital S. But the thing here is I found many verses in Psalms that if you go through them, you can't, you've got to be stunned as I am sometimes. Because did you know our Creator's eyelids test man? Do you know he has smoke coming out of his nose and fire out of his mouth? Well, that's what's in the text. And I'm building up quite a list because, see, that's page 5. So my pages are 20 inches long. So I've got quite a few lined up, and I'm going to make a video on that as well. But they don't have any concept of the truth of what our Creator is, who made himself known, talked to people. He appeared as a light inside the tent above the mercy seat and spake to the priest. And I've got text that reveals that all the way up almost until the last 80 years of the kingdom of Judah. So that means from the time that the Creator's tent was made all the way down through probably 400 years that our Creator was appearing to them. Now, as a light above the mercy seat, these people that are editing it, they're under the practice of meditating to have a sex with a so-called female goddess. And actually, we can find those words in, let's see, Malachi 2:11. Now here it's got Malachi 2:11. This is Judah, the nation, has married the daughter of a foreign god. The foreign god is Ra, and the daughter is the moon goddess. And to marry them, they have to meditate. Like you learned in mythology class that Athena sprang forth from Zeus's forehead. Okay, so in other words, inside his head, she just sprang up. That's what happens in meditation when you're having that, and you experience a sex-like feeling. You go through everything except for the release of your seed. Your seed does not release from where it's at. Then what it is here in Jeremiah, you can see that all these, the forefathers, kings, and it says princes, those are going to be priests as well. What they do is they believe that Ra, the sun god, which makes the earth a flat land view type of things, but the stars, they thought they were going to become gods in heaven. That is the words that I can show you that are written in the manuscripts. So they don't believe that there's this abyss. Notice how they're using the fatal and abandon. So I know that's a lot to comprehend real quick and say, hey, can you trust me on that? Well, I can guarantee you can trust me on that. That's what I'm trying to kick out of the text. And you'll see me do that. And you probably also read the words sitting in darkness. That's what that word means. They're meditating. But they had this concept of their practice become a star in heaven, and they couldn't understand our Creator promising them that there's going to be a male that's going to walk around on the earth, and he's going to just forgive your sin and allow you to go into heaven. They can't comprehend that.
So that's why they took the text over and said, hey, our practice is correct and you guys are wrong. And they've been editing the text probably from the time before Jeremiah you've seen when he was debating with them and stuff like that. And they were saying, our way is right. Will your wonders be made known in the darkness? See, they made our creator YHVH, the female goddess. So I know you don't read the text that way, but here it is. This female goddess's wonders will be made known in the darkness. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this out of the text. Now, sometimes I can't, and just like the Psalm above, that I went through all this one's just junk. I'm reading this now and I'm having a little bit of a feeling that this is going to be the same way because I don't want to make the text mine. Okay, I could correct it, but in the end, it would be my words, and that's not what I'm looking for. Oh boy, I forgot to get to drink here. Let me take a quick break here, and I'll be right back. Okay, gotta set everything back up here. But I gotta take a drink first here. Okay. Now hopefully I'll be able to talk for the next few hours. Your righteousness in the land of forgetfulness. Okay, in the land of forgetfulness must be your mind that they're talking about. But I have cried out to you for help. In the morning, my prayer comes before you. Why did you reject my soul? Now, you know that's impossible. Now, when the word is in fuchsia, this is a word that they've added in 1977, so I'm noting it. Sometimes I use these words, sometimes I don't. But just to let you know that they keep adding words into the text year after year after year. So a lot of this is now they're just making up what they wanted to read. But that's the funny thing is I've talked to them before, and they were shocked to find these. I could show them hidden formats proving that they started from text, not their own. That's why the editing is still going on. Now, the other Bibles, they're just trying to sell you a book to make money. They aren't really worried about accuracy or truths about Jesus or our Creator. Why did you reject my soul? Why did you hide your face from me? I was afflicted, about to die. From my youth, I suffer your terrors. I'm overcome Your burning anger. Now, sometimes they put these numbers in to kind of trap the words to mean that I should stop it here. But it could be, I'm overcome by your burning anger. See, so this, what I'm going to do is put up here, and then this would tie together with that as a, this would be a comma, and this would be a period here. Your terrors have destroyed me. Now, you can already tell a lot of these things now that you're seeing me call out what is wrong. You can see that I'm not getting a story out of this. They have surrounded me like water all day long. They have encompassed me altogether. You have removed lover and friend far from me. My acquaintances are in darkness. Now, what do you think of that? It just comes up when you start telling the truth and who's editing it. My acquaintances are in the darkness. You usually read the sugar in the text, and you skip right over the oversalted words. Now, sometimes they do have text that makes it obvious that they don't know our Creator's definition of things. Just like this word here, I have become like a man. Okay. The funny thing is, our Creator defines the word man as I made man, male and female. So this is actually a male. Okay. And now we have the truth of what's going on here. But they use other secular definitions as well. And that's the description of a day. Now, a day, we go by we go by from 12 o'clock midnight and back to 12 o'clock midnight to designate a day. Our Creator's definition, though, is when the sun is no longer seen on the horizon. That twilight time is the starting of the day. First there's night, and then there's daylight makes the day. So this actually has to be the word night to be correctly in the correct order of things being said, okay? So this needs to be night, and then this needs to be daylight. Now, will all the text make it, or will I find just a few paragraphs that they would have pulled and then tried to make something else out of? And that's what I have shown over time doing these live streams. If you look, I've got like 500 videos up already that do a lot of breakdown on the text, but those were done in a hurry to where right now I'm explaining and telling you why every word gets, so it's getting a better look at the words, and I'm correcting the words a little bit better. And then what I'm going to do is take all the Psalms that I've got and see if there's different stories, because I know I've got like 5, I think, or 6 of them right now from David, and I know they're David, and I can almost place them at what time David, these writings point out in David's time, when they happened. I have cried out. The ed on the end of cried describes that I don't need the word have here. YV, our Creator of our salvation, because it isn't his alone, It's for everyone. And when I'm replacing a word, I use the green highlight. If I'm adding a word, I make sure it's italic and in red. And that when the text is cleaned up, you will see those still differences. When I completely need to add a word, I will put it in gray text. But other than that, continue here because this seems to be a 3-verse format. Although it's kind of odd because a lot of times it would just be YVR Creator, and then this wouldn't be here. And then because if he's going to talk about salvation, it has to come up within these first words here. If not, the format is going to be a 3-verse, and this is going to be a statement. And then these two are going to be words tied to the statement, but at the very beginning, it's usually like the introduction to who they're talking to. But you can see how these are connected together. I cried out by night. No. The night, and since I'm adding, and then removing. And in the daylight before you, let my prayer come before you. Now, prayer is talking to our Creator, so it could be, let my words come before you. When you pray, it's the act that you're doing, whether you're kneeling, standing with your arms wide open, or your hands closed, head bowed, or looking up towards heaven. So because a prayer is talking. When you ask our Creator something for something, that is a petition. Okay, so let my prayer come before you. I shouldn't have ate before I started because now my stomach is working and I'm getting sleepy. So that usually wakes me up or keeps me alert. Let my prayer come before you. Incline your ear to my cry. But he's already cried out. He's already said this. So usually this word is a double and it doesn't need to be said. Let my prayer come before you. Incline your ear. For my soul has had enough troubles. Now, this is not true. I would use the word life, but I see it in this verse. So I would say my heart, and getting rid of the word soul. For my heart has, I don't need these two words. Troubles is the subject, so that where my heart has troubles, and my life is ending, drawing near. That's ending. Now, ending to the abyss. Now, the thing here is righteous know that they're going to heaven after Jesus is made king. So it's just they know that the righteous are only going to spend time in the abyss. We have Ezekiel's prophecy where our Creator tells him he's walking through dried up bones in a field, and then our Creator is telling him to prophesy this, and the meaning of that prophecy is that he can hear them in the abyss calling, "Come on, it's about time Jesus is sent," because when you understand that from Abraham's time, he's talking about a king that the whole world will be blessed by, and then you've got like maybe 900 years for David to be told your king's going to be in heaven. Now it's kind of like, okay, how much longer? And it seems like it's about another 600-800 years before Jesus actually comes. So that was the prophecy that, yes, he's been hearing them complain down there in the abyss. But you got to remember, when Jesus' body died on the cross, the earth shook, and they literally seen souls rising from the graveyard, that heaven, his kingdom was established immediately. So just remember the stories, because the words like that, when I put them together, that should automatically went in your head that said there was a graveyard across the road from where Jesus was crucified. And when they said they seen the house split, now you know it was on the entrance road into Jerusalem, in that little down deep valley. That's where they crucified him. And the graveway was north, and then they could see the house, how it had split, and the roof probably collapsed as well. But the thing here is to put my life is ending here, not has. It is ending. See, if you correct the little words first, it'll help you when you're doing them yourself. If you want to become closer to our Creator, you should be doing these yourself, and then you get rid of the salted words, and then become closer to our Creator. And the more you are, the more He will teach you what is right or wrong. For my heart has troubles, and my life is drawing, and my life is ending. To the abyss I am reckoned. Well, let's see what the word reckoned means here. And this was 3, so I have to go back up. Don't reckon is in 4. Okay, now this is strange that a word is that close. Okay, reckon among. Accounted. Land. Well, it sure doesn't mean skillful. And that's the truth. What happens, you see how much corruption they have in the text when you see how they use it only once, many times differently. But it's accounting, a considered, it's planned. Our Creator planned it, that they're there. I am to the abyss, I was planned. And because this is our Creator's design to, the abyss, I am sent, not planned. I'm going to put the word sent. Now, this word needs to be, because it's so far away from reckoned, I have to put it in gray text. But the object is I was just telling you, that's our Creator's design, that they were sent to the abyss until Jesus' time. To be among those who went, not go, but went down into the pit. Now, when they say pit, we know that one of the miracles that our Creator performed was in the Sinai, that when they were against Moses and Aaron, he had them assemble in the Sinai, and then Moses told everybody, separate yourself from them, and the ground opened up and they descended into the word would be Sheol, but I've made it the abyss. The abyss is a easier word to understand, that it's a black empty noths, but just an existence with souls. Okay, among those who went down into the not pit but ground. See, they had the knowledge that they had, or our Creator gave them to live by, was when you see the land, the surface, that's what they call the land. Underneath it is the ground. Example, if you could, underneath the water of the rivers, they could see land, and then under that was ground. Okay, and when the earth opens up and they go down, they're going down into the ground. Okay, but the place that they're going to, they're gonna say down here into deep dark places in the depths. Okay, so among those who went down into the ground. So this is not really a flatland view, okay? This is just their understanding of, like, where the birds fly is third heaven, where the stars make a motion to show that it's the North Star's the peak of a mountain. That's Mount Zion in the far north. It's also known as the second heaven, and our Creator lives above the North Star. That's where heaven is located. And then now you know, when Moses raised his staff, when he looked to heaven to ask for the plague to happen, or where Jesus looked to heaven and asked for a miracle to feed the people. So now you have a visual of the heavens. Well, they needed to know this place, and our Creator even says to Cain that Abel is calling to me from the ground. So in the pagan world, it's known as the netherworld below. Okay, in the second heaven, which I referred to as Mount Zion, which is our Creator's mountain, well, that is considered Mount Olympus in the Greek mythology. I have become like a male without strength. Now you can see that there's a verse missing, and it seems to be the top one. Or did it just change to a 4-verse? I have become like a male without strength, forsaken, to be forsaken, not forsaken, but to be among the dead. You are not forsaken down there. Okay, that was our Creator's plan. for you to now have a soul and you exist there and you're not having an experience in life, in the land of the living, they call it. And that is because here in the land of the living, you're giving a choice whether you believe our Creator and or want to be obedient to Him. It's your choice. Now, when I'm saying that, it's kind of still, this choice happens here on earth, and then because Jesus, when he's going to have his kingdom in heaven, we don't visit we don't die and go into the abyss. The righteous don't. We'll automatically go into heaven. But I can't say they're forsaken yet. But what happens down there, now they're very conscious of life forever and they're in the abyss. So now they have to put up with that. I can't use the word forsaken because that's just wrong. So to be among the dead, like the slain, it's not like who lie in the grave. Well, a grave, like who? Like who, but like those. Well, I guess I still need the word. So I guess I would have to, I gotta back up and change the word slain to like those. Ooh. Slammed it was too far away from that word, so I gotta make it italic and gray, but I've added like those who lie in a grave, not the grave, a grave. Now actually these two verses need to be switched around, I would think, or maybe I've got it wrong here. Maybe there's more text here because he's talking about strength, and his strength is being compared to be among the dead who lie in the grave. So he's got a real loss of strength here. But I'm just trying to figure out how the sons are going. And you can see I got a 3 verse here. And here I don't have. Yes, I got a 4 verse there. But I have a 3 verse here. Okay, because I'm going to get rid of this. This is not connecting. I know it's not connecting. Now that I've read it, it's not. They aren't saying that I'll be redeemed there from there yet. And I'm pretty sure I didn't read anything down here. So, whom you do not remember. But now we know that when I put the correct word in here, I now know that this is not true. Our Creator knows. Let's put it this way. Our Creator is everything. In the beginning, our Creator hovered in His emptiness. Okay, that makes His emptiness and Him all one. Okay, so that is the text under our Creator's hidden formats, what I'm talking about. And then He separated Himself from the emptiness, which means He created heaven. And then from heaven, He sent back into the darkness part of Himself. So when you see what they call a Big Bang, that's just wrong. It was a spewing of His matter of his being, that some faster and slower caused all what we have today as the universe. Everything is his. That's why everything is perfect. I mean, even a lie is perfect. Evil is even perfect because it's evil. We can define it as truthful word as evil. And when we explain what happened, we have to explain it as the truth. And that's why everything is perfect. It's our choices that we make that make us evil, okay? And that, by me saying us evil, means that not obeying our Creator and not obeying our Creator is evil, all right? But you still have that choice, okay? They are cut off from your hand. That's not true. You have put me in the lowest pit in dark places. See, okay, to go with this, these are words are going to go here. Okay, I'll show you how that's going to happen. I'm going to put this over here so I have some text to work with. I'm going to put the word then you will. It's our Creator that's going to do this. And it's place. And because our Creator is going to do this placing, capital letters, honor and respect our Creator. Place me, then you will place me into whoops, I didn't want all that, into the lowest if I'm referring to the heavens as heaven, the second heaven, third heaven, I gotta say the lowest heaven, okay? The below heaven, okay? The belowest heaven. So I'm going to say the below heaven here. And that is described as the abyss. So into the below heaven in the darkest depths, and I don't need the word places because there's no place down there. I've been there. Our Creator has allowed me to see the abyss. And any male listening to my voice right now, I have a video out that you can visit the abyss and you can witness a soul, and it's safe enough for a 13-year-old if you listen and pay attention to the video, because if you start to argue with them down there, you are going to, they're going to try to freeze your body and kill you. But the video that I have, you have to search it for it. It's called Self-Proof of Afterlife. In the darkest depths. In the darkest depths. But now you know when I'm talking about the abyss. See how the abyss comes out here in the text? And you know where it's at? Okay. Your wrath has rested upon me, and you afflicted me with all your waves. All this is wrong. Our Creator lets you have your own decision whether you want to follow our Creator or not. When He's given you your thoughts, He's always given you a lesser thought than the other. And if you keep taking the lesser into evilness, okay? You have removed my acquaintances far from me. You not have yet, you will. You will remove. This is you will remove I want to say me far afar up here. This is afar. You will move me. It wouldn't be removed. He's separated because if he's went to into he's dead or going to die. You will remove me from my acquaintances. Oh, either I'm going to use the word acquaintances or I'm going to use the word far. So let me just put this text in yellow and see about the rest of the text here. You made me an object of loathing. That would not be true. You would do that to yourself. So that's not true. It's you who have chosen to be evil and then an object of loathing or I guess mocked, pitied, those type of words. I am shut up, I cannot go out. Well, that's not true either. You'd have to be in prison, so how'd you get to write this? So that just doesn't make sense. My eyes have wasted away because of my affliction. I call upon you every day. Now that's already been said, and most of the time they never are repeating. So my eyes have wasted away, but we're already down here in the abyss. Okay, I can see that this text has nothing to connect to down through here, so I'll get rid of that now. I'll get rid of that because I added that. Why have I spread out my hands to you? Will you perform wonders for the dead? Will the departed spirits rise and praise you? Well, see, that's the thing. They know that they're only going to spend part of the time down there until after Jesus. Now, if you're evil, you're not expecting to do any of these. So this is all out. That's just wrong. And so this I'm going to now remove. Will your kindness be declared in the grave, your faithfulness in abandon? I don't know why he's saying these words. I guess he's pleading with him that he's doing these on earth. and he's wondering about the abyss. Okay, he's wondering about the abyss after I get rid of all that crap. Will your kindness be declared No, he knows he's going to be placed in the deepest, darkest depths because he goes from death to the grave and then down there. He'll place his soul down there. Will your kindness be declared? I'm thinking from the grave. That's not making any sense either. But if I use, will your kindness be declared and will your wonders be made known? Will your wonders be known in the darkness? Will your wonders be known in the darkness, in the abyss? Darkness has to be abyss. He's wondering about death here. So that's with your wonders. And I'm not going to. Will your salvation be known in the abyss? Because he knows if you're righteous, you know, and a lot of the text that was written by the first writers were from kings, priests, scribes, prophets. Okay. And then the scribes would have wrote like the event of what happened. But there's king's words that we get. We get the priest's words and advice, and we get the prophet who's making his words as an argument against people and stories about his life. So, will your kindness be declared? I got to put the word salvation. So, and I got to put that here. There's no other reason to say that wonders. What do you mean wonders? Wonders are usually tied to the word plagues. Okay. Now, there was plagues and then there was miracles, like parting the Red Sea, the ground opening up, those type of things. So, but will your salvation be known in the abyss? Good question. So, and I would have to add the word and here, and will. What I'm seeing here is that I can make it a 3-verse easily by putting this here. And then let me see what, this is 3-verse, this is 3-verse, this is 3-verse, that's 4-verse. So I'm going to have to make this 4-verse a 3-verse. Okay. But down here, if I go here, I can say, will your kindness be declared, period. We know he's already been to the grave. We know we know he's down in the abyss. And will your salvation be known in the abyss? See how those two tie together? Those two tie together, and that's the statement. So, will your righteousness Will your righteousness be forgotten, is what I'm seeing. Will your righteousness, well, it's your salvation. Will your promises, will your righteousness, will your promises uh, I could add a lot of words. I could even add a different sentence, such as, will your promises from the land of the living be remembered or forgotten when he's down here? And he's talking about here. So, but I don't want to make it mine. For I cried out to you. I cried. This is usually a hyphen when it means pleading with our Creator aloud. So I could, I spake out loud. And I'm not going to use the word but here. I wouldn't use that. I just continue his thoughts and say, Wivey, I cried out to you for help in the morning. Will my prayer come to you? It's not, you can't be before, so will my prayer, will my words come to you? Will my words reach you? I see it as reach. And I would say that's within the shadow of the word. Will my Wivey, I cried out to you, period, for your help in the morning. And will my words reach you? I'm going to need to clean up before I actually decide that text, because I need more, but I can see these are not going to fit with anything, so I can remove those. Wivey, why did you reject my soul? Why did you hide your face from me? It would have been, Wivey, why did you reject us? Don't need the word soul. And this is now him, because his face usually means Jesus's face, okay? So his this is Jesus' face. They are to wait for Jesus, so that's what's going on here. And why'd you reject us? And the soul has nothing to do with this. Why did you reject us? And whoops, and hid his face from us. See how that come out? That come out pretty good. Meaning his lifetime did not see Jesus or his Savior, or Yah is the name they gave Jesus. And the subject is our Creator, and this is the subject, what he did. Okay, so I cried out, not for help. If he hid his face, the two verses have to hook together, and I'm thinking the word help is going to get changed here. It's got to be changed like, I cried out for you, for Yah in the morning, when my words reach you. Why'd you reject us and hide his face from us? See how that would work? Because right now, these two don't really tie together. There's nothing to mention Jesus the second time here. I was afflicted and about to die. From my youth, I suffered your terrors. Now nope. I am overcome with your burning anger. Nope. Your burning anger passed over. Nope. Your terrors have destroyed me. Nope. In fact, I'm going. No, this is just stupid words being said. This isn't making our Creator stupid. They have surrounded me like water all day long. They have encompassed me together. No. You remove lover and friend from my acquaintances in darkness. No. Okay. So now what I get to do here is I get to take this text and clean it up and read it and see the next editing that I need to do, because you can see I've got a 3-verse format going here, and these words are from the first writer's words here. So now who are they from? Now there was a king Hezekiah, who I've renamed Hezek, and he had an illness, and Isaiah told him he was going to die, but then he turned to the wall on his bed, and he started being very humble to our Creator and telling him these stories that, for example, I showed you, or maybe not this one, but in this psalm. Might have done it in the last one, but this is the king I was talking about. And in the timeline, so let me get the timeline out here as well. Whoops, maps. I don't have it there. Timeline. I'll get back to that image here in a second. I just want you to know where I'm placing this text. Here, this is the king that I'm talking about, Isaiah visited. So this king meditated to have a sex with the so-called female goddess and put her image into a meeting room with our Creator. That means the priest had to be corrupt. He actually put a altar for the horse gods in the courtyard. So they were very corrupt at that time. So who's ever saying this, this is the last good king. These might be his words, okay? This guy was really good. He tried to correct the situation. He kicked out the priest, re-put the priest back in there, built the house for our Creator's roof, and then when he told the people to gather around to celebrate the passing over, the Passover, and the 8 days that, or the next 7 days that they're supposed to celebrate, while they were there and the other people were mocking them in the land, our Creator healed them. So our Creator paid attention to him, and now these might be his words from that time. Okay. So now I've got a 3-verse. Let my prayer come before you. So if that's true, don't need this. For my heart has troubles and my life is ending. To the abyss I am sent to be among those who went down into the ground. That's can't be any truer said than that. I will become a male to be among. I will become. I will become a male to be. I need the word like. I will become like a male to be a. I will become like. Maybe the word man is correct. I'm going to put the word man, meaning male and female, back in here. That I'm going to do. I will be like man and get rid of this. I will become like man to be among the dead, like those who lie in the grave. Then you will place me into the below heaven in the darkest depths. Will your kindness be declared, and will your salvation be known in the abyss? Okay, now this is changing subject matter here. So I now know that this is a good separation of words here. So what I do is I put in now, trying to put in the emphasis of where is this text? There's 2 here. This needs to be 1. And then here I should have 2 of them here, because it's usually 2 verses, 2 psalms hooking together to make a large. Look at that. And just like that, it worked out together. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But these definitely go together. I can say I could have put them differently together, but up here, but I started with a real good knowing that these 2 are getting here. Because here is the depths, what's going to happen down there. Now he's back on earth. I cried out to you for your help in the morning. Will my words reach you? And still the word help has given me a trouble. Okay, and that is the end of the words here. So let me go back up here and now take a serious look at the text. Why we are Creator, I cried out in the night and in the daylight before you. If he's at night, he's before, and then the daylight. I think I don't like the word before now. And cried out. In the night and daylight. Letting instead of the word out, I'm going to put aloud. I cried out aloud. I cried aloud in the night and daylight. Let my words, crying out, you aren't really, you're saying these, but I'm going to use the word words. Words, DS. Let my words come before you. For my heart has troubles, and my life is ending. To the abyss I am sent. To the abyss I will be sent. I will. These are all our Creator. To the abyss I will be sent, to be among those who went down into the ground. I will become like man, to be among the dead, like those who lie in the grave. Then you will place me into the below heaven in the darkest deeps, in the darkest depths. Yeah. Will your kindness be declared, and will your salvation be known in the abyss? Now that actually is reading like that's the end of it. Let me see if these two read better at the top. Because they do that sometimes. They make these go up and down different. Why have I cried out to you for your help in the morning? Will my words reach you? Why did you reject us and hide his face from us? Why be our Creator? I cried out loud day and night. And this you can see as a double. Right now, you can already see this. So this tells me it's a double. Okay. Can't do that. Can't use that. Why did you reject us and hide his face from us? Why be our Creator? See, our Creator of Israel is what he's talking about. You created us. I cried out loud in the night and daylight. No, I think that these are two different pieces. They aren't part of this story. So I'm going to designate this as a piece. That's what has to be down here. And actually, oops, no, that isn't what I wanted. Made the macro, I might as well use it. a piece. And I'm thinking those are pieces, to be truthful with you. So, who are these words written by? I know I have a piece, but let me take this text. Well, this is the newly edited. Yeah, I got to redo it. So if I go all the way up here, copy it, start over again, and I'm going to just say that I'm going to accept that word, but I need to edit or do the cleanup on these. YVR creator, I cried aloud in the night and daylight. Let my words come before you, for my heart has troubles, and my heart has troubles. My heart has sorrows, and my life is in. I think the word sorrows here is better than troubles. He's a man of thought that has these. He's a king, and he knows that there's so much corruption going on. So I'm getting to say this is going to be Josiah's words. I think that's his name. My heart has sorrows, and my life is ending. Reads whole bunch better. To be in the abyss I will be sent, to be among those who went down into the ground, to be like man, to be among the dead, like those who lie in the grave. Then you will place me into the below heaven, in the darkest depths. Will your kindness be declared, and will your salvation be known in the abyss? I want to almost like, I got to add this word here, and then I can get rid of all the numbering. And this got to be 6. And I'm almost done here. So what I'm going to do is just going to go here and, okay, there's 6. 6 to 6. Usually it doesn't do that. My macro's working better than I thought. Okay. And then this text needs to be down here. And it seems like I got the text I missed down here. It needs to be pieces. Okay. But who wrote these? And actually, all this should be italic. Okay. And this is 9 point. Yeah, I was going to say doesn't look right. Words from, I'm going to pull this back up. And say it's going to be Josiah. I'm thinking these are going to be his words. Of any of the kings, he knows the end is coming and he's going to die and he's not going to see Jesus. So, because these words can't be said any other time during here. We've got Hezekiah's words that he plainly states, but he's not going to see him because he's walking in the land of the living. So we have to have it by another good king, because these guys are corrupt. They didn't believe in our Creator. Our Creator exists. Words from Josiah. I think that's how it's going to be pronounced. In pieces. So now that is a good. Whoops, it's bigger than I thought it was. So I'm going to. I know this might not fit on your screen right now, but I need to make a screenshot here myself, like that. And then I'll take this text and I'll stick it over here, and then I'll make a slide to show all the others that I put together. Not put together, but prove that there's a hidden format. There's the hidden format by the words from Josiah. Very cool. Very cool to hear, to actually dig that out and actually figure out from the words used who would have wrote that. Now, it could have been a prophet from that time, but that would have been Isaiah or Jeremiah, and we don't have words that descriptive of the abyss from either of those. Guys, they aren't that descriptive of that text, so that means it's coming from a different scribe altogether that wrote those words, because the king wouldn't have wrote it. He would have had him wrote. So, because I'm going to start another one, although this is too long, this is going to take I got to save that for next weekend, because that's going to take a full 6 hours to do. But I guess I'm going to be done with this video or the stream today, and because I had a rough time. I streamed for 4 hours before I forgot the mic wasn't on. Oh, so I can't even make videos out of that stuff. But the object is going to call it a night. So let me